alongside Toronto Blue Jays reporter Keegan Matheson of MLB.com. Keegan, when this postseason started, Blue Jays fans were so hungry for some new playoff memories with this franchise, and they've absolutely got them. I think back to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hitting the first ever Grand Slam in franchise history against the New York Yankees. I think about George Springer's home run to get them from the CS into the World Series. I think about Trey Savage's first start. I think about his last start. There's been so many awesome moments, but do you get a sense that all of those moments could take a back seat depending on what happens tonight here in Game 7?
I do. The documentary will be great if they pull this off. They'll have plenty of content to fill that. But no matter what happens in Game 7, this is what we will remember. And a lot of the time, Jen, in Game 7, it's that strange play. It's the bobbled pop-up. It's the single that sneaks through the infield. That's what we remember. It does not need the most skill. It does not need to be the most momentous thing you've ever seen in your life. It just needs to happen in the right moment. And that's right in front of all of these players. You don't need to be Vladdy. You don't need to even be a starter. Anyone can have that moment that's going to change their entire lives tonight in Game 7, an incredible stage.
You have been around this team virtually every single day for the last 7 months, and even years before that. You know these guys. You know what makes them tick. You've been in the clubhouse today. I hate to use the term vibe check, but I know the kids use the term vibe check, so I'm going with it. What was the vibe check this afternoon? Any discernible difference after what felt like a massive opportunity lost last night?
It felt very similar, which is a good thing. And this team really has changed how I'm going to cover teams in the future. Day to day, there has been no panic, no changes. And in the middle of next May, if somebody throws a bad pitch, I'm not going to care as much about that, I don't think. This team has really been a lesson in what a steady hand can do for an organization. And after that really crushing loss last night, they had some words from George Springer, some words from Vladdy, but it wasn't a crisis. And even when we spoke to John Schneider after the game, he was upbeat. He was thinking, heck yeah, this is Game 7. This is fun. Where else would you rather be? There was no sad face. There was no frowning, no pouting. The right energy here, because at this point, nothing else matters.
Well,
Only Game 7.
I think about, too, after that crazy 18-inning game in L.A., I mean, the bounce back was there. These guys have bounced back, so we'll see how they do in Game 7. As far as the pitching is concerned, it was going to be Tyler Glasnow. He had to come in relief in Game 6. So Shohei Ohtani will get the ball today for L.A. on short rest, just 3 days rest. And there is a method to the madness. Explain why the Dodgers would start Shohei on short rest as opposed to having him come in relief.
Yeah, so this is strategy with Shohei. Now, if he starts this game and pitches 2 or 3 or 8 innings, whatever it is, he can stay in as the DH, and that makes things a lot simpler for the Dodgers. He stays as the leadoff man as the DH. If he were to come in midway through the game and then be removed as a reliever, he'd have to play a corner outfield spot. It gets a bit messier. So this simplifies things for LA. Normally Shohei, when he is hitting on the same days he's pitching, you get about 70% of them, not maxed out. Tomorrow's the offseason. We're going to see maximum Shohei in every way.
Well, Max Scherzer is going to start for Toronto. He's not going to hit, although he probably would if he was asked to. Scherzer, obviously, 41 years old. They're going to see how much he has left in the tank. He pitched the last Game 7 of a World Series back in 2019, so he knows what this position is all about. How short will the leash be for Mad Max, and what is Toronto's strategy? How will they deploy their pitching?
Yeah, I think they'll look at him one time through the order, see how that goes, and go from there. John Schneider said that after Game 6, he walked past Max Scherzer in the food room and said that he already looked like he wanted to kill somebody, so he's in peak form. Mad Max is back. Now, whether you are maximum intensity or you're doing yoga on the mound, I don't care. I care about results at this time of the season. Ohtani brings a much different energy. But in Scherzer, trust him one time through the lineup, see how he handles that, and if there's any wobble whatsoever, you can have a very quick hook, a quick leash, and you can go to that bullpen, especially when you have big arms like Trey Savage out there.
You think we'll see Trey today?
I do think we will. He's your best arm. John Schneider said during Trey's last outing, when he left him in for that 7th inning, they don't think they have anyone better in the bullpen. That has not changed. I think that would be the ultimate move.
George Springer was in the game the last time this went to a Game 7 in a World Series. He was playing for the Astros at that point. He does have a World Series MVP from 2017. You look at Freddie Freeman. He's got a World Series MVP. He's in this bowl game. Vladdy Jr., Shohei, they both had all-time epic playoff performances. What legacies are on the line here tonight?
If Vladimir Guerrero Jr. can win a World Series here and have that moment, the entire contract is paid off, and it hasn't even started yet. The rest of this is a bonus for Vladdy, and you immediately take your place among the all-time greatest Blue Jays players and put yourself on a path to be the greatest Blue Jays player, because he's going to be here forever. You look at guys like Scherzer, like George Springer, but they have their rings already. That's enough. One more would be great, of course, but young players like Vladdy and Bo, that cements you all-time in this city, and it lasts for the rest of your life.
Keegan, we are previewing a Major League Baseball game, and we are wearing Remembrance Day poppies.
Amazing.
That shows just how deep these guys have gone. In fact, you can't go any deeper than Game 7 of a World Series. There is one last shot at glory tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto.